What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. Yes, happy Independence Day, my Nigerian people. Yes, so Niger is now 54. What? Oh my God, if only we'll start acting like it. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing really to celebrate. Well, the locomotive trains, and the air-conditioned trains in Lagos. Yeah, we should celebrate that. And we now have the first wheelchair accessible ATM. Finally, now people on wheelchair can go and withdraw their money in one bank in the whole of Nigeria. How wonderful is that? I'm very proud of all these accomplishments, but apart from that, there is nothing really to celebrate. When I feel safer in another country than my country. In fact, security was better when I was younger. Naira had more value when I was younger. Remember the one Naira, 50-50 cover, you buy candy, sweets, 50-50 cover, and unemployment rate wasn't this high. Besides, only the president and his family and the vice president and his family are now the ones celebrating the Independence Day inside Aso Rock. We used to have a parade at Eagle Square. What happened? Isn't that a shame? And before you say we are only 54, Adeola, stop comparing Nigeria with America. Nobody is comparing Nigeria with America, please. I'm sure that is the same excuse that people will be giving even when we clock 100 and things have not changed. They will still say, hey, we're only 100. I beg. I said, take a minute and look at the per capita income of countries that we started out with. Countries that used to be worse than Nigeria. I'm talking about how much someone makes in a year on average. In Singapore, how much? It's now $62,000. $62,000. That is even more than the per capita income of the US, which is $52,000. Yes. When was their independence? 1965. Singapore used to be very poor. How much is that of South Korea? You see what I'm saying? $33,000, South Korea. Hey, that used to borrow money from Nigeria. Hey, now wow. During Shagari's administration, they were borrowing money. What about Malaysia? $17,000 per capita income. 17,000. Nigeria should be better than that now. 17,000. What number are we, Jerry? 180. The devil is a liar. Are you sure we're number 180 in the whole world? This is not correct. How much is the per capita income in Nigeria? Are you sure this is accurate? 2,800. Naija, what do you now? Now only you waka come. How much is Namibia? Let me look at other African countries. $8,000 is the per capita income in Namibia. You are sure? What about Ghana? Our next door neighbor, Ghana. Ghana is 3,000. 3,000. Yeah. How much is Naija again? 2,000. The devil is a liar. I'm sure that in some states in Nigeria, like Lagos, like Abuja, I'm sure that the per capita income would be much higher than that. Probably at least $10,000. I don't know, because people are making money in those states. But if you don't develop the whole country, if you only develop a few states, you can't escape numbers like this. So what are we celebrating? 54 years of the per capita income being 2,800 when, oh God, please. 30 years ago, how many of you know of Dubai and the whole United Arab Emirates? And today, if you're somebody in Nigeria, where do you go for your wedding? Dubai? In less than 30 years, these people developed their countries. They developed themselves. Malaysia was struggling 50 years ago. Today, we go there to study, and you should see how some Nigerians are treated in Malaysia. Now, South Korea is making Kia cars. They're making all the Samsung products. Less than 50 years ago, during Shagari's administration, they were borrowing money. Indians used to take any job they could find in Nigeria just so they can make some naira and send it back home, because naira's value was much stronger than their own currency. Today, where do we go for all our medical treatment? India, especially if you have cancer. And if you want your child to graduate from the university in 4 years, where do you send them to go to school? Ghana. Don't even get me started, I beg, because Ghana is now about to start exporting electricity into Nigeria. That's in case you've not heard. So what are we celebrating? When armed robbers can just enter your house anytime and no police will show up to save you. If you're going from Ibadan to Lagos, my people, you know how hard you will pray before you get on that road? By the way, you guys heard that Abubakar Shekau, the leader of Boko Haram, has released another video that he's alive. Maybe he recorded the video before he was killed. I don't know. But it's kind of hard to trust the military at the same time, because, they've been giving us conflicting stories. Anyway, you guys know that I will never, ever, ever paint Mr. President bad. What's up, my oga? Yes, especially as we are celebrating 54 years of independence. If anything, you guys are my witnesses that I'm always defending him on my show, eh? But this last week, Uncle Jonah has made it really hard for me to do my job. Really, really hard. How can you alone drop 2 bombs in 1 week? First of all, he said that he reduced poverty level in Nigeria by 50%. I was like, what? Oh my God. If you must say something, my oga, no, don't make this kind of mistake. Seriously, who is advising this man? And where do you get your data and your numbers from? Where? And there is no Nigerian media that took it upon itself to call out Mr. President for lying. I mean, for exaggerating. Because, you know, I can never say that he lied. What happened? If really he reduced poverty by 50%, it will be visible now. At least all these teachers that are riding a bicycle and Okada, they will have their own cars by now. Even if it's not brand new, they will have Tokumbo. You get what I'm saying? Parents will be able to afford the school fees of their children at OOU. You know, they've been protesting. A lot of students have left the school because the parents can no longer afford to send their children there. Unemployment rate in Nigeria will be lower than it is because those who are no longer poor, according to what Mr. President said he did, those people will now be creating businesses and employing other people. Not be so, but according to the World Bank, which my president likes to quote, poverty level was 48.4% in 2004 in Nigeria. In 2010, it reduced to 46%. And as of July of this year, the same World Bank said that Nigeria's poverty rate dropped by 2.1% in the last 2 years, which is why Nigeria remains one of the top 5 countries with the largest number of poor people in the whole world. You can Google it. So how did he come up with 50%? I mean, really, an accurate thing for Mr. President to say would have been that he reduced poverty by about 5%. That he can get away with, but 50%? Don't let me get upset. How can you go and say 50%? No, seriously, you're disgracing me right now. Anyway, how come the Nigerian media did not do any fact checking? And the man is campaigning for presidency. He is a presidential candidate. Anything he says should be fact checked. And then to my shock, hey, the other bomb he dropped though. The man went and said he believes in stomach infrastructure. I said, Che, there is God, so hey, stomach infrastructure. Which is distributing food, distributing rice to voters so that they would vote for you. You know, indirectly buying votes. How can a president make such a statement? Habba, my oga? No, seriously. You and I need to get closer. I mean, if you need new advisors, really, I'm on speed dial. Mr. Jonah, I'm on speed dial. How could you not call me before you make such a statement? As I was saying, he said this is to ensure that voters are not hungry. So you feed them for 3 months by giving them the bag of rice and then you starve them for 4 years. No be so? You know, if he really tackles poverty in Nigeria, he won't have to be doing stomach infrastructure in the first place. But like I said, today, I'm not here to paint Mr. President, but no. In fact, I have never done that in my life. I'm here only to celebrate with Mr. President as we clock 54, I mean, don't you just like that picture? Mama Patience, you not do well, my first lady. That is my first lady. I just love her gilly. Yes, but maybe next year, I'll find you guys a smaller knife so you can just easily cut the cake. That looks like a sword, You not do well. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So I saw a video this week that really pissed me off where 3 African students were beaten by a mob in India. Take a look. Can you imagine? See how we've become the punching bag of the whole world? I was really pissed off. I mean, I'm still pissed off. I'm sure that you guys saw the police going back and forth, not really protecting those guys. And if you're wondering what the people were chanting, it means victory for Mother India. So that's like saying that we don't want immigrants, you know, we are fighting for India. Does that make sense? See, this happened in a train station. The person that uploaded the video on YouTube said that the guys were misbehaving with female passengers. What does that mean? Misbehaving with Really? Exactly what does that mean? Maybe he's trying to accuse them of sexual harassment, as some papers did. But I'm like, if they're trying to assault women, they will do that in the train, in a train, where it's possible that they're probably the only black people. That doesn't make sense. If you're trying to assault a woman, you would go and do it in the public, in the train. Really? Another major news website in India, trying to explain what happened, said that due to some rush, there was some pushing around. Wait. What's the meaning of that? Who pushed who? Was it the Africans that were pushed, or they pushed the Indians? I mean, what kind of journalism is this now? Actually, what am I even saying? We all know that if the Africans were the ones that pushed the Indians, they would have said that in the story. Instead, they said there was some pushing, and the Nigerians allegedly made racist remarks. Yeah, I know they said Nigerians. We'll still talk about that. This apparently angered a group of people who pushed the Nigerians out of the train and started beating them. Aha, I see. Do you see conflicting reports of the same story? But you know, the best part is that as soon as the story happened, all the media in India were reporting that Nigerian students. Meanwhile, two of the guys are from Gabon and the third guy is from Burkina Faso. I found that pathetic that so many of the media in India would just assume that they're Nigerian. I get it that 1 out of every 4 African is Nigerian. Yeah, but you can't just assume that everybody you see that is black-skinned is Nigerian. And are you telling me that they beat up these guys just because they thought they are Nigerians? Is that how much Nigerians are hated in India? What? When someone finally asked the guys about their side of the story, they said 3 Indian guys tried to take their pictures in the train and they were giggling at the same time, you know, like making fun of them. And one of the African guys objected, saying, "We don't like our pictures taken." But when they got to where they were going, those same 3 Indian guys started making unpleasant gestures and making faces at them. Probably racist gestures, I don't know. So one of the African guys got angry and demanded that the 3 guys should stop troubling them. Unfortunately for these 3 African guys, the Indian guys, those 3 Indian guys, pushed them off the train, which is probably the pushing that this paper was talking about. You know, remember they said there was some pushing around. So those 3 Indian, actually, they also said it that the Indian guys pushed them. Yeah, so those 3 Indian guys pushed them, and the African guys said that that led to a fight on the train platform, but a police officer was there, so he took all 6 of them to the police stand that was inside the station. Unfortunately for these African students, they don't understand Hindi. I'm like, how can you go and study in a country where you don't speak their language? No. That is the first mistake that we make. People have to learn that if you're going to study abroad, you should at least be able to speak the language of that country. So these 3 Indian guys spoke to the Indian policeman in Hindi as the mob was gathering, and then the police officer left the police stand and said something to the mob in Hindi, and then he walked away. The next thing, according to these students, the mob attacked them, breaking the glass of the police booth, beating them with stick, with chair, throwing glass at them, and even biting them. Can you imagine biting them? They sustained serious injuries on their head and other parts of their bodies, so much so that they had to be taken to the hospital. Since then, no one has been arrested. Now tell me, do you think an American citizen can be treated like that anywhere in the world? Exactly what is India's problem with black people? I know that they discriminate even against their own people who are dark-skinned. You know, I'm talking about the caste thing. But why do you hate Africans so? What did we do to you? What is your problem? India. The other time, you know, they killed the Nigerian guy in Goa. That's also in India. And the police refused to investigate until Nigerians there had to protest. Till today, by the way, the case has never been concluded. Isn't this the same Indians that were coming to work in Nigeria? How would you like if Indians in Africa are treated like this? Yes, the Indians living in Nigeria, God knows there are still so many of them living in Nigeria. How would you like them to be treated like this? If we start treating them like this, how would you feel? I'm also aware of the fact that this doesn't apply to all Indians. There are so many nice Indians out there, and a lot of Indians have actually condemned this act. But where were all these guys when thousands of women were being raped in India? Where were all these guys? So it has to take black men to see such a reaction in India? But you know, this is not peculiar to India. No. It's the same in Malaysia. Have you guys seen videos of how Nigerians are handled in Malaysia? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I honestly don't blame India or Malaysia though. In fact, this will continue as long as we don't value our own citizens. As long as our government doesn't treat us with respect, please don't expect foreigners to treat us with respect, because they know that our government will not defend us. Our government will not fight for us. I hope that Gabon and Burkina Faso will do something about this, but don't be surprised if they don't. Some African leaders treat their citizens worse than this. Some African policemen harass their own citizens worse than this, which is why outsiders can do this and get away with it. And not just that, look at how Africans are being treated by other Africans. I mean, remember how the Gambian president Yaya Jammeh killed about 40 Ghanaians few years ago? I mean, even though the case was reported to ECOWAS till today, no arrest has been made about that. South Africans recently were harassing Nigerian business owners, beating them, vandalizing their stores. And don't forget those South African policemen the other time that beat up and killed a Mozambican taxi driver in broad daylight because he parked by the roadside. These are Africans mistreating Africans. Ghanaians deported Nigerians in 1969. No be so. Nigerians also deported Ghanaians in 1983. Ghana must go. No be so. And when we live abroad, our embassies abroad could care less about us. Why won't India treat us like this? Why won't Malaysia treat us like this? And there are so many Africans that still have this white supremacy mentality. Please, I'm begging you, when will you wake up and realize they are not better than you? Americans are not better than you. Indians are not better than you. Chinese people are not better than you. It's just the color of their skin that is different. It doesn't mean anything. When would we wake up? Because I know that we still give them preferential treatment back home. If a Chinese person is applying for the same job that I'm applying for in Nigeria, do you know that so many employers will prefer the Chinese person just because of the color of their skin? Can you imagine? Please, wake up, Africans. Enough is enough. We can't continue to accept treatments like this just because we are from Africa. I'm so upset. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. See, there are some leaders in Africa that even if you want to ignore their stupidity, they will always find a way to put themselves in the news. Can you guys imagine that Gambian dictator, Yaya Jammeh? I actually think that the guy likes controversy, or maybe that's his way of getting attention. Can you believe that he announced last week that now he can cure Ebola? I'm like, oh, watch out. Like, really? Must you always open that your big mouth? Jammeh, really? When will you understand that you are actually speaking to educated, intelligent people? We're not stupid. Gambians are not stupid, man. First, you said you could cure hypertension, diabetes, barrenness, HIV/AIDS. Till today, no one has seen anybody healed by this man. But we see him serving concussion to women in his living room. Does that really? You know what pained me though when this story came out that he can cure Ebola? Seeing Gambians abusing the man on Facebook. I said no. They were calling him all kinds of names. I said Kai, my Gambian people, that is not how you do it. That is not how you do it. In a situation like this, you bring the man an Ebola patient. Yes, actually that is not a good idea because I don't want Ebola to get to Gambia. Okay, so you take him to an Ebola patient outside the Gambia and you lock the door. That is all you need to do. You don't have to call him any nasty name. No. He's only trying to help. So let him help an Ebola patient. All you have to do is stay away from him for like 21 days. Just lock him up with an Ebola patient. That is all you have to do. My friend, is the guy educated? Like, easy? Like, seriously, is he educated? Because, you know, I just have to wonder why he would say, what happened? You have his CV? You have his CV, his resume. Kolido, hey, you're a bad boy. And this is why I like you. Even though you're always giving me tough time, always getting on my nerves. I like you because you're very resourceful. You have Yaya Jammeh's resume. Hey, no be small thing. How many pages is this? The devil is a liar. 6 pages. 6 pages. Wait a minute. His Excellency Sheikh, Professor, Alhaji, Doctor. What's only you with all this title? Not only you, Akako. He not do well. This resume must be good. Forget about that. Let's look at his education. Past common entrance examination. Please give me 1 minute. Common entrance. That's right. Primary 6 exam. Past General Certificate Examination. GC. Oh, please. Got O-level credits in Geography, English, French, and passes in Chemistry and Oral English. Oh my god. Okay. Let's keep going. Did he go to college? That is what I want to know. Apparently not, because the next thing I'm seeing here is the military career. Well, finally that answered my question. I could tell that he didn't go to college. Wait, promoted to cadet, promoted to sergeant, promoted to lieutenant. Oh my god, do you have to list all this? Wait, he's got so many honors, so many awards. He got one award from Gaddafi. What? That is special. Awarded World Lifetime Achievement Award by the American Biographical Institute. Wait a minute. I know the American Biographical Institute in North Carolina. They are scammers. They always come up with all kinds of awards, Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, and they would charge people $500 each. Really? They gave him an award? Wait, how many did they give him? Oh my god. World Lifetime Achievement, Record for Exceptional Performance, Millennium Medal of Honor, Gold Record of Achievement, Man of the Year. That's like 5 different awards from one organization. That's $2,500, right? Of course you can afford it. Really, if your resume says that you've been awarded 5 different awards by one single organization, I would be suspicious. Oh, wait a minute. They actually appointed him the Deputy Governor of the American Biographical Institute Research Association. That makes sense. The cuckoo made him their deputy governor. I mean, after about 5 different awards, what else? Does the man have any special skills? Let's take a look. Oh yes, yes he does. Possesses extensive knowledge in traditional herbal therapy, especially in the treatment of asthma and epilepsy. Really? Wow, he actually put that on his resume. Talk about skills, people. Talk about, see, that's what I'm talking about. These are real skills. I hope they will take it down after this episode airs. If you want to check it out by yourself, this is on the Gambian state website. What about hobbies? Does he have any hobbies? Oh yes, he has some hobbies. Playing tennis. Jermaine plays tennis. How come I have never seen pictures of him? Really? Hunting in the forest. Now we are talking. I completely believe that. Reading, correspondence, really? Driving and riding motorcycles. Wow, these are his hobbies. Browsing the internet. I'm sorry. Browsing the internet. You want to kill somebody, browsing the internet. Why did you take that out before giving me the resume now? Watching music movies. What is that? I guess he's trying to say watching music videos. I'm done. Animal rearing and keenly following world events. The guy is current. That is what he's trying to say. So for those of you that make fun of him on the internet, see your life now. You know what? Maybe he should also get on pinging. Like this guy.
From Yoruba area of Nigeria, I'm searching for a young lady, preferable yellow in color, somebody that is sharing the same hobbies with me. My hobbies is watching ball, catching fun, fearing God, going to night vigil. Contact me on WhatsApp, Facebook. I'm also on pinging.
I'm also on pinging. Oh my God.
My hobbies is watching ball, catching fun, fearing God, going to night vigil. Contact me on WhatsApp, Facebook. I'm also on pinging.
Have to repeat that. But seriously, Jermaine, if I were you with this kind of resume, I would be really gentle. I don't think I will be announcing to the world that I can cure Ebola. Don't even talk about curing headache. At least until you can get somebody to work on your CV, your resume. Please. Now do it, my brother. Just, go and sit down somewhere. I really pray that they won't take down this CV. In case you guys want to see it by yourself, there are so many things that I left out. You can go and find it on the internet. Just go on the Gambian state website. But really, Gambians, it's not good. Please help Mr. President to find somebody to work on his resume. Guess what? I'm just giving it real. By the way, Ebola has made it to the US, so very, very sad. I know, so pray for all of us. You get what I'm saying? You know, somebody said to me, Adeola, hopefully now the US can learn a lesson or two from Nigeria during this difficult time. It's very sad, very, very sad. Another person said to me that maybe we should start doing fundraising for America, you know, collecting donations for them. That we should also send them some of our doctors, and that now they should ban Americans from traveling to Africa at this crucial time. I said, people now. In fact, I started seeing Nigerian newspapers reporting that Obama has sent experts to Nigeria to seek for advice. I said, really? All my people in Texas, don't worry, Jare, no shaking. Just look after yourself. You get what I'm saying? If anyone is giving you tough time just because you live in Texas, if they are stigmatizing you, just let me know. Let me know. I can always handle them. You know, I can take care of them. By the way, Mama Ogechi, in case you are watching from Texas, you know, do well. But about that, my visit at the end of this month, I think we would have to wait for some time. Something came up. You know, I've been wanting to call you, but in case you are watching this show, something came up. I may not be able to come to Texas at the end of this month as we planned, but you know, in about 3 months' time, yes, I should be able to come. Make you no vex. I'm still coming, We'll work something out. Anyway, I saw this video of a Liberian lady, 22-year-old lady, who saved her family from Ebola. Take a look.
2 months ago, Fatu Kekula's father got Ebola. 3 hospitals turned Fatu's father away. She took her dad home to treat him herself. Within days, 3 more people in the house got sick, and Fatu, a 22-year-old nursing student, had to become a one-woman Ebola hospital, isolating her sick loved ones in separate rooms, her mother, her father, her cousin Alfred, and in there, her sister Vivian. Incredibly, Fatu didn't get sick. How she managed that will astound you.
I developed my own protective gear. I bought black plastic bag, plastic jacket, glove, rain boot, long trousers, hair cover, mask to my nose, everything.
So this is it. You're done.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Fatu's cousin Alfred didn't pull through. But Fatu saved her father, her sister, and her mother from Ebola.
Isn't she brave? Fatu Kekula. I mean, she knew she could die surrounding herself with 4 Ebola patients in one house. She could contract the virus and they could all die, yet she risked her life to treat them. So creative that she came up with her own protective gear. That's awesome. I've told you guys before that hospitals in Liberia are now rejecting patients. That's how bad it is. Do you guys know that some people are actually leaving their family members and running away, abandoning them because they have Ebola? But she stayed. She stayed and fought the virus. I would love to see her honored someday. I hope that somebody out there could honor her for doing this, for saving the family. And now a lot of people have adopted her protective method. That's what people are doing now. Once somebody in the family catches the virus, other people will start buying trash bags just to make sure that they're there to take care of their family members and that they don't contract the virus. So we're also proud of you, Fatu. And guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So I saw this video where some Ethiopians were protesting at their embassy in Washington, D.C., only for one of the officials to start shooting.
A chaotic scene outside the Ethiopian embassy in Northwest D.C. ESAT TV cameras rolling the whole time. A man is seen clearly holding up a gun. At times, he's pointing it at several people who you can hear shouting things. They're calling him a coward, a liar. Then, a shot is fired. But it doesn't seem to stop the crowd. He was trying to keep protesters at bay. The protesters were there demonstrating against the government's practices. No one was hit or hurt, but one of the bullets did hit a woman's car parked on the street. It shattered her front window.
What? Can you guys believe that? Can somebody tell this guy that this is not Ethiopia? This is America. How dare you? How dare you shoot because people were protesting? Really, people have the right to protest whatever they're not happy with. Kai. Just imagine that if that were to be Nigerian embassy here in New York and we are protesting and the Nigerian official comes out and starts shooting in the air. I mean, first of all, we'll all be in shock like, he did not just do that. Like, Did he just shoot? And then we would start asking, is he mentally challenged? Has he lost his medulla oblongata? We'll actually forget about the protest. We'll just be in awe of the fact that somebody can have the guts to fire guns because we are protesting. No, See, many times I've talked about people being arrested and even killed for protesting in Ethiopia. Remember a few months ago, I talked about how 30 Oromo students were killed in broad daylight because they were protesting. That was this year. So for those of you who were sending me emails that I'm lying, everything is great in Ethiopia, how do you explain this? How do you explain this on American soil? Someone said the protester took down the Ethiopian flag. I said so. Call the police. Call the police. Please don't try to justify nonsense. Now, I don't find it hard at all to believe that if they were to be in Ethiopia, he would probably be shooting at the people. Oh, by the way, eyewitnesses, according to Reuters, said that he fired at least 4 shots. I know that only 1 shot was in the video because they didn't start filming on time. Also, I don't know if you guys paid attention to the moment that he actually ran out of bullets. Yeah, did you hear the click? Play it again. Yeah, he actually shot while pointing at the guy in front of him. So if his bullet had not finished at that particular time, that man standing in front of him could have been hit. That was when he realized that his bullet had finished, which was why he ran inside. Just imagine that. So please, my people, be careful when you are protesting, because as you can see, some people don't always remember to take their medicine. You get what? Yeah, before they get out of their house. You know how outraged I was when I read that the guy has diplomatic immunity? I was like, what? Oh my God, like, seriously? So because of that, they did not arrest him. I was like, whoa, America. See why I say America is part of the problem? If you let people like this walk away just because of some immunity, Kai. No, this is not fair. This is not fair. Somebody is about to shoot a human being and you say diplomatic immunity. But you guys know that I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Oh, before I forget, I want to wish all my Muslim viewers happy Salah, Baraka de Salah, Ecuador. Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.
Welcome to Forstview Luxury Hotel. At Forstview Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forstview Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adeola Mishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forceviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forstview Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.